All right, guys, let's talk about lies. The exact opposite of truth, right? And that leads me to some good news today. I'm Howard Riell, and the show is called Real Truth. Lies, lies, lies. Item from Breitbart. The news just keeps getting worse and worse for far-left CNN, which suffered a 16% primetime ratings collapse last month. The embattled CNN, which always lands as far last and axed, has typo in the story, has axed more than 100 jobs already this year, has had about as bad a ratings month as is possible in May. Related item also from Breitbart. MSNBC's Rachel Madcow has lost 500,000 viewers and suffered her worst ratings month since Trump became president, reports Fox News. This is a very, very good sign, my friends. It shows that more Americans than ever are recognizing that CNN and MSNBC are spitting in their faces nightly. And to be fair, daily too. They realize CNN and MSNBC lie their asses off, lie. And who needs that? Who needs it? If I want to be lied to and talked down to and treated like a fool, I'll get married again. I don't need CNN and MSNBC doing that. They are on a crusade to destroy Donald Trump, to destroy the Republican Party, and ultimately to damage America and the American people, and we won't have it. And more Americans realize that, and that's a good thing. Now, speaking of lies, as I am, here on Real Truth, item from the Daily Mail over in the United Kingdom. Barack Obama's literary agents were still listing the U.S. president's birthplace as Kenya in their online author bios 2 months after he first announced his run for president in 2007. Viewed on web.archive.org, the April 3rd, 2007 listing from Acton and Dystel for Mr. Obama still touts the then Democratic junior senator from Illinois as, quote, born in Kenya. Indeed, the short biography even references his now famous speech to the Democratic National Convention, which launched Mr. Obama to national fame and announced him as a potential candidate for the presidency, unquote. My friends, since early in Obama's presidency, his ascendance to national interest, people have been talking about the fact that he was born in Kenya. There was a years-long stink about his birth certificate. He wouldn't provide it. When ultimately, after many years it was provided, people online said it was obviously a fake. I happen to believe he was born in Kenya because that's how I digest all the information I've seen. By the way, he also claims not to be a Muslim, but his birth father was a Muslim, and since in Islam descent is patrilineal, that makes him a Muslim. His stepfather was a Muslim. As a child, Obama studied in Muslim madrasas. You can't get into a madrasa unless you're a what? That's right, a Muslim. So now CNN, MSNBC, and Barack Obama and all his supporters are identified as liars. Obama's half-brother said that he was born in Kenya. So come on. At a certain point, you have to say no more lies, right? Well, I do that every day for an hour right here on this show. Item from The Sun, also in the United Kingdom. George Michael left $120 million to his sisters, his dad, and a string of friends, but he snubbed lovers Kenny Goss and Fadi Fawaz, unquote. So George Michael left $120 million, left none to his boyfriends. I got to tell you, he was a pain in the butt when he was alive, and he's a pain in the butt now that he's dead. Item from mycentraljersey.com. A Presbyterian minister who said he was following the Bible used Native American exorcism rituals, gemstones, and even oral sex to extract, quote, evil spirits from men undergoing crises in their lives, the church and men claim, unquote. Well, my friends, as you know, I'm Jewish, and so I wouldn't be going to a Presbyterian minister. But if I was possessed, and this guy said he could exorcise the demon through oral sex, I'd stay possessed. Item from Breitbart. Golden State Warriors coach Steve Kerr wore a gun control shirt to Sunday's NBA Finals Game 2. USA Today reports Kerr wore a shirt showing solidarity with the Vote for Our Lives movement, an offshoot of the March for Our Lives gun control activists. Unquote. Mr. Kerr, you're getting through life, not doing very much, not doing coaching basketball, really, and getting paid millions. So shut your mouth, be content with that, and stop trying to make a political statement when people just want to see balls jammed through hoops. Item from the New York Post. A Greenwich Village man was allegedly robbed by a date he met on Grindr, but told cops he couldn't scream for help because he had, quote, a jockstrap and a ball gag in his mouth, police sources said on Monday, unquote. Folks, Grindr is a male gay dating website. So this fool met another fool on Grindr, got together with him, didn't know him, insisted on getting physical with him. So the guy tied him up, stuck a ball gag in his mouth. Don't ask me what those are used for. I know, but I'm not going to say it. Tied him up with a jockstrap, stuck a ball gag in his mouth, and then robbed him. The man told police he met his date in a section of the app, Grindr, called Black Men Love Fisting. My friends, it's true, in the course of my life, I have written fiction. I could not write that. It would never occur to me to write this, and I just don't have the twisted, sick imagination to write this crap. But you know what? These sick and twisted people that we're talking about, they vote. Which is why you need to vote. And when the time comes for voting, it means you have to bring your family and your friends and your colleagues to vote. Because this is the kind of assault America is under. And I intend to win this war. It's real truth. It's Tuesday. Be right back.
Staring out the window, daydreaming about spring in your lush green yard and backyard barbecue? Well, don't blink. Before you know it, you'll be knee-high in grass. Don't let the HOA come pounding on your door. Don't be that guy. Call Turf Tamers Landscaping at 970-460-TURF or visit our website at turftamerslandscaping.com, and we will get your yard in tip-top shape. Specializing in maintenance and install of commercial and residential properties, we pride ourselves in our clean-cut and approachable crews who work efficiently and quickly detailing your property. Visit our website at turftamerslandscaping.com. Our install crew can transform your backyard into the outdoor living space you always dreamed of. Call me, Brian, at 970-460-TURF for a free walkthrough and estimate where we can meet and discuss the best options for your landscaping needs. Family-owned and locally operated, we've been serving Northern Colorado for over 18 years. Thank you for your support and supporting KHNC.
Society today is completely dependent on technology. Almost all services we count on, including food, water, and transportation. Computers are operating our power grids and, yes, even the cars we drive. In the event of a massive power surge or an electromagnetic pulse in the atmosphere, this could render the country completely helpless. The President has just signed the first executive order to identify problems with critical infrastructure in the USA and prepare the United States in the event of an EMP attack. The power and water may come back on, but your home and all your computer-managed devices may be ruined forever. EMPshield.com has the solution. They offer the world's first whole home EMP protection device made in America. They can protect your home, office, auto, solar, RVs, campers, generators, and the list goes on and on. As a listener to the American Freedom Network, you can enter our call letters KHNC into the order code box and receive additional listener discounts. It pays to listen to KHNC. Go to EMPshield.com and find out.
All right, guys, I started today with good news about CNN and MSNBC swirling around the bowl on their way down. Well, here's some more good news. Lindsey Graham was on Hannity the other night, I think it was last night, and it's become clear that Hillary Clinton committed obstruction of justice, which not only has a nice ironic twist to it, but means that Hillary, please God, will also soon be circling the bowl. Lindsey Graham, Sean Hannity, go. My friends, you've heard about rats deserting a sinking ship. They scramble at the light of speed, at the speed of light. Well, that too. Comey and all the other rats are now sprinting in different directions trying to save their miserable lives. Yeah, that is a real conspiracy. There was a conspiracy in the Justice Department and the intelligence community to get Trump. That's a real conspiracy. That's real collusion. I want to see people put into real jail cells. Hey, listen, there is so much evidence, so very much evidence, that Hillary and Obama colluded with the Russians. Where the hell is that investigation? That would be a real investigation. Where is that? I don't see anyone in Congress rushing to ferret out Russian collusion now.
Let's look at
My friends, join me in a prayer, won't you? Dear God, King of the universe, I don't want to be rich. I don't want to be famous. Don't want to be a movie star. I just want to see Hillary Clinton behind bars. If I can see that before I die, I'll be a happy corpse.
Well, I think the decision not to prosecute.
Yeah, just keep in mind, my friends, the abuse this time round came from the Democrats. The abuse was done by the Democrats. Think long and hard about that before the next election.
Stay on top of all that.
Guys, just this morning in synagogue, I was saying to somebody, Trump wants to protect Americans by sealing the border. The Democrats are trying to stop him from protecting Americans. Think about it. The Democrats don't want Americans protected from drugs, from rape, from murder. Democrats want all those things here in America. Why would any thinking individual vote Democrat? I swear to you, I just can't figure that out. Short of mental disease, I can't figure it out. Why would someone in America want Americans to be in more danger instead of less danger? Item from the Free Beacon: the climate platform of former Vice President 2020 Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden appears to have lifted wholesale language from environmentalist nonprofits without attribution. The similarity in language was first spotted online by Josh Nelson, Vice President of progressive and environmentalist cell phone company Credo Mobile. Quote, the paragraph in Joe Biden's climate plan about carbon capture and sequestration includes language that's remarkably similar to items published previously by the Blue-Green Alliance and the Carbon Capture Coalition, he tweeted on Sunday morning, unquote. My friends, I don't know if you're old enough, but 30 years ago, 35 years ago, Joe Biden was also accused of plagiarism. I'm not even sure if it was just an accusation or if he admitted to it. I don't even remember. So Joe Biden is intellectually lazy at best, profoundly stupid at most, and his ethics suck. Item from AFP.com. Dr. Congo's health ministry said late Monday it had recorded more than 2,000 cases of Ebola, two-thirds of which had been fatal since the disease broke out in the country's east 10 months ago. Okay? So Ebola is running wild in the Congo. When do we stop permitting people to come here from the Congo? Because they can show up here and bring Ebola, right? So anyone who's coming from the Congo, anyone who has been in the Congo in the last, year? Does that sound fair? Doesn't get into America unless they're checked out and we have verifiable proof that they're healthy. I'm sorry, was I making sense again? I apologize. Item from the New York Post. Just when you think Team de Blasio's drive to destroy the city's top high schools couldn't get any crazier, the mayor's office drops a YouTube agitprop video exploiting children. The 22-minute clip features an off-screen adult facilitator feeding leading questions to 3 current and 2 former city students, who obligingly take turns slamming the single-test admission setup as a demoralizing, mental health damaging, soul-crushing instrument of racial segregation. Particularly Stalinist is the use of a 12th grader named Jade, who dutifully confesses, quote, "I came from a pretty wealthy, predominantly white and Asian American neighborhood," unquote, where kids were pushed to, quote, "funnel our energy and our money towards prepping for this test," unquote. Left out of the picture is that even most quote-unquote privileged kids don't get in. Only the ones who show they're prepared to do the work. Note, too, that most students at Stuyvesant High School, the most selective school of all, qualify for free or reduced price school lunches, the opposite of a class privilege system. Unquote. My friends, Bill de Blasio is an anus. And New York City, I'm sad to say, in many ways is a toilet due to decades of Democrat Party stranglehold rule. New York is a joke. I can say it because I'm from New York. De Blasio wants to be president, and there are Democrats who are stupid enough to say, yeah, he should be president. You want to be counted among those people? Item from Fox News. Paul Manafort, the former Trump campaign chairman, who was sentenced earlier this year to nearly 7 years in prison in connection with 2 federal cases, will be transferred later this week from a minimum security facility in Pennsylvania to New York City's Rikers Island, a source close to Manafort told Fox News. Rikers Island is the famous jail in the shadow of LaGuardia Airport. It has been the temporary home of some of the most high-profile violent criminals in the city, including David Berkowitz, the son of Sam, and Mark David Chapman, the man who killed John Lennon. A New York State judge ordered the transfer at the request of New York City District Attorney Cy Vance Jr. Stop. Vance Jr. is a Democrat. The judge is a Democrat. They are sending him to a hellhole like Rikers Island. Believe me, growing up in New York, I heard all about Rikers Island. It is a hellhole. Sending a guy like Manafort to Rikers Island is just revenge. Revenge because he helped Trump get elected. Last I heard, the American judicial system was not into revenge, was supposed to take revenge. Why on earth switch him to Rikers Island? It is pure gutter politics, once again, from the Democrats. We'll be back.
Tax season, traffic, bills, or just plain cabin fever. Come fly fish the North Platte River with Trout Chambers Outfit. Hi, Brian here with Trout Chambers Outfit. 970-460-8873 or visit our website at troutchambers.com. Servicing the whole North Platte River from Northgate Canyon to Cat. Come target the aggressive rainbows this spring. floating the Grayling section of the river, just 4 hours north of Denver and 1 hour west of Casper. Book a trip at trouttamers.com or call us at 970-460-8873. Very beginner friendly, approximately 8 hours on a drift boat floating down the scenic North Platte River. Prices include in-season flies, all gear, lunches for 2 anglers. Call about discounts for vets and children under the age of 16.
Before hiring a realtor from a big corporation who outsources their jobs and pays little to no taxes, ask yourself, what do you really want in a realtor? You need a realtor who is honest and has integrity. A realtor who is focused on the client's bottom line, not the realtor's bottom line. Who provides personable, over-the-top service before, during, and after the transaction. You want a realtor that knows how to market your property. Hi, I'm James Morgan, a realtor with Grisham & Associates, LLC. I am your Colorado real estate specialist. Land deals, mountain cabins, or urban dwellings, I've got you covered. For the first-time home buyer, we will make it the best experience. If you are looking to move up or downsizing, we will do better than your last transaction. Call me today at 720-203-0731 or visit coloradoproperties.online. Let me do a great job for you.
Grandpa's Farm and Gun. We are a family-owned and operated business. We run a gun store on up in Longmont, Colorado, and have served the front range for nearly 25 years. Currently, we have over 400 guns for sale in our 4,200 square foot building. Grandpa's Farm and Gun, according to Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, is one of the state's highest volume gun dealers. We are also the busiest pawn shop in Longmont, and we offer the lowest interest rates on your loans in northern Colorado. Seriously, why would you pawn your valuables anywhere else? We've sold over 45,000 guns since 1999, so if you are into those old Colts and Winchesters or knee blocks and H&Ks, we'll take good care of you. People you can trust in a pawn shop you can trust. That's Grandpa's Pawn and Gun, 303-772-7952. That's 303-772-7952.
This is James Morgan with Grisham & Associates, LLC. Buying or selling real estate, call me at 720-203-0731 or visit my website at coloradoproperties.online. Our office has more than 3 decades of real estate experience, and we will treat you like family. Call us today for all your real estate needs at 720-203-0731. Keep listening to KHNC 1360.
All right, folks, welcome back to Real Truth. I am your host, Howard Riell, author of Real Truth, Stay Angry. All right, then. I was just talking about how stupid Democrats are and how terrible their policies are. Well, there was just a former governor of a state called Colorado, Hickenlooper. He was just speaking a couple of days ago to an audience, and he mentioned what a bad idea socialism is, and the audience booed him. Liberals and Democrats are so brainless they want socialism in America. Well, let's see all the great things that socialism is doing in Venezuela. Here is Glenn Beck talking about how Venezuela is hopefully putting the final nail in the coffin of socialism. Go.
Venezuela, the biggest disaster since World War II for any country, not vaccines. It really is. I mean, since I was collapsing the water pandemic, that was the coolest and fastest news I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe the Venezuelans have any business having this disaster. We're seeing not just economic collapse outside of New York,
Hey, you know what? Let me interrupt with an idea, all right? Hear me out before you throw me out. We got problems with health care. That's why Barack Obama concocted his nonsense called Obamacare. We need to fund health care. We need to get as many people health care as possible. We need to bring the cost of health care down. Glenn Beck just said Venezuela has the biggest oil reserve in the country. What if we made Venezuela's oil reserve our oil reserve? What if we simply took their oil? People would scream. People would say bad things. And we'd have their oil. And we could use the money from their oil to, I don't know, depending on how much money it is, give everybody in America free health care. Paid for by Venezuela. Just thinking out loud, my friends. If you have a thought, call me, 877-254-7524. Go.
It's really hard to think of a human tragedy but this will be a touchstone of disastrous policies. Why would they vote so? I mean, at the same time, that district has become representative. This will be a touchstone of disastrous policies.
Yeah. The New York Times sucks. They print garbage. They print lies. They're wildly inaccurate at times. And they have an agenda. And they don't want to speak the simple truth, which is that socialism doesn't work. From Venezuela to Cuba to other countries that have gone socialist, they're in the toilet. And when you're economically in the toilet, the society comes apart. Life gets dangerous, it gets ugly, it gets feral. And there are morons here in the Democrat Party who want socialism here. This is why I get so worked up, my friends. These people have to be stopped. They could crash this country like the Titanic hitting an iceberg. You got to be crazy to want socialism, and there are millions of Americans on the left who do. And we've got to defeat them. Thank you, Glenn. Item from The Hollywood Reporter. The groundbreaking 8th season of the network's hit series, Are You the One?, is set to premiere on June 26th. MTV on Thursday announced the first sexually fluid cast for the upcoming 8th season of their hit reality series. 16 singles will travel to Hawaii in hopes of finding their, quote, perfect match and splitting the $1 million cash prize. But, no, not that kind of but, B-U-T. For the first time ever on a dating competition show in the U.S., there will be no gender limitations, as each cast member identifies as sexually fluid. In other words, anyone on that island can stick anything they want, any place they want. Answer a question for me. You have children? Do they watch TV? Do you monitor every minute of their TV consumption, or is it possible they may see this show on TV? Gender fluid. Well, my friends, with all that gender fluidity going on, I hope someone brings a squeegee and a sponge because that's not any kind of fluid I ever want to come into contact with. But it shows you how debased our society has become and how disgusting television is today. And I've got a lot of friends who don't have televisions in their home. I give them credit because they're doing the right thing by their kids, keeping them away from this kind of trash. Gender fluid. New phrase we've come up with in America. Aren't we smart? Aren't we sophisticated? Aren't we cool? You know the answer to that. All right, commercial break. And then we return with more Real Truth. Stick around.
I'm Ryan with EMF Mitigators. You worried about 5G wireless or cell towers near your area? Would you like to know if your home or office is being penetrated by electromagnetic fields from overhead power lines? What about powerful signals sent from your smart meters? EMF Mitigators can answer these questions using our state-of-the-art measuring equipment. We are in the business of measuring, locating, and reducing or eliminating man-made electromagnetic frequencies. In 2011, the International Agency for Research on Cancer classified radio frequency radiation as group 2B carcinogen. Other carcinogens in this group include arsenic, lead, and melamine. Take control of your exposure by calling EMF Mitigators at 970-300-3414. Mention that you heard about us on KHNC 1360, and we'll come to measure your home or office for only $99. Discover what may be affecting you in your own environment. Call EMF Mitigators today at 970-300-3414. Or reach us 24 hours a day at emfmitigators.com.
Do you remember the energy crisis of the 70s? A lot of people panicked. We came up with a solution. A best way to insulate your house, save you money, and increase your comfort. A best way to air seal and add insulation to your attic. A best way to insulate your wall cavities, whether your house has brick, aluminum, steel, vinyl, wood lap, stucco, or plaster walls. Even if your walls were previously insulated. A best way to perform energy assessments and a best way to help our customers qualify for Excel and other utility rebates. 43 years later, a lot has changed. A lot of our competition has come and gone. A few things that haven't, we're still family owned and operated. We still develop new methods and techniques. We are still saving energy and, more importantly, saving our customers money. Best Way Insulation, founded in 1976. 303-469-0808. That's 303-469-0808.
My friends, here's a phrase you need to remember. And it's easy to remember. And I'll tell you in a few seconds. Big Tech is Big Brother. Here's a video from PragerU, PragerU.com. It's Brent Bozell, the head of the Media Research Center, explaining what I've talked about many times on this show. George Orwell's 1984 has become a 21st century reality. Here's Brent Bozell.
The year is 1984. Giant screen.
The free exchange of ideas is exactly what the left opposes these days. Look at what's happening on the college campuses. Look at what's happening in the presidential primary race, where if you say the wrong thing, you're persona non grata. Choose the wrong word. Wear the wrong costume on Halloween. Cultural appropriation, right? The left is shutting down thought, shutting down free speech, shutting down public discourse. They're trying to control the internet. My friends, we're in a struggle not just for the leadership of this great country, but for its very soul. What is America going to be like 50 years from now, 100 years from now? Are we really going to be a PC Venezuela? Is that what the future holds for this country? I sure as hell hope not. By the way, go to PragerU online and watch their videos. Watch them on YouTube. They're excellent. Not as good as watching my videos on YouTube, but in the same ballpark. I would say that. By the way, I hope you are going to YouTube and watching my videos. And if there's a particular show you absolutely love, share it with everybody in the known universe. The more people who hear truth, the better we all are. Truth is a very scarce commodity these days. We're going to take a commercial break. We're going to come back, do a little bit more news, and then call it a day. This is Real Truth. Go nowhere.
Square Root Construction is pleased to help support the American Freedom Network by offering a high-quality custom deck construction services. Established in 1990, Square Root Construction has been building high-quality decks and other types of outdoor living projects all along the northern Front Range. We are licensed, insured, and have all the experience, knowledge, and skills to help you create the outdoor living oasis of your dreams. For your free consultation and no-obligation quote, give Doug a call at 303-517-8742 or visit us on the web at squarerootconstruction.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips.
No one in America does what we do. Our health and nutrition profile is a free 1-hour interview with one of our counselors. We look at what you eat, what you drink, exercise, medications, environment you work in, food you crave, your present health, your health history, your family history. Everything that makes you a unique person. No one is exactly like you. Then we will suggest some food changes. Maybe you should add something to your diet. Maybe you should eliminate something from your diet. Then we suggest green herb products to supplement your diet. We usually suggest between 2 and 5 things. 60 capsules cost $17.50, but remember, you are not obligated to purchase anything. Call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372 to set your no obligation appointment.
Join us and don't miss a moment of the Alex Jones Show. It's your #1 source for real independent media. Find out what the mainstream media doesn't want you to know. InfoWars is pro-America, pro-family, pro-freedom. We are rebooting 1776. Exclusive reports, live coverage, information you won't find anywhere else. Tomorrow's news today. Stay informed by listening to KHNC 1360 AM. The Alex Jones Show on KHNC, the heart of northern Colorado.
Item from news.trust.org, Dateline Copenhagen. This is via Reuters. Growing numbers of Danish Muslims say they faced verbal abuse, exclusion, and hate crimes since mainstream political parties began adopting anti-immigrant policies previously to preserve of the far right. The ruling center-right Liberal Party and the opposition Social Democrats both say a tough stance in immigration is needed to protect Denmark's cherished welfare system and integrate the migrants and refugees already in the country. Unquote. My friends, as always, my sympathies go out to the Muslims living in that country. There's no reason they should have to stand for that kind of abuse. they should leave and go back to their countries of birth. That'll show them. Item from metro.co.uk. Scientists have launched a bid to observe and understand mysterious flashes of light on the surface of the moon. The transient luminous lunar phenomena occurred several times a week and illuminate parts of the moon's landscape for a brief period of time before disappearing. Unquote. My friends, we've been hearing rumors for a long time that there are bases on the moon, that we've been doing more up there than anybody's been told. And this would kind of sort of seem to confirm that, right? Item from Breitbart. A public library in Ohio has canceled a controversial Drag 101 class after a public backlash. According to reports, the Delaware County District Library Director has canceled the scheduled class on the art of drag. Breitbart News reported on Wednesday the 29-year-old drag queen Selena T. West was scheduled to teach a class called Drag 101 on June 5th. The class, which was intended for local teenagers between the ages of 12 and 17, was set to feature makeup and fashion instructions. My friends, am I out of line for calling for the jailing of whatever city idiot was responsible for scheduling this outrage? An outrage it is. Item from Breitbart. Former Vice President Joe Biden lectured the City Club in Cleveland, Ohio in 1973 about what he thought was, quote, good for the Negro, unquote, according to a new book from a prominent left-wing journalist. The racially insensitive comments from Biden, a white man from Delaware, who was at the time newly elected to the U.S. Senate, resurfaced thanks to a new book from leftist journalist Ryan Grimm of The Intercept. The book, called We've Got People from Jesse Jackson to AOC, The End of Big Money and the Rise of a Movement, has already landed a few major blows, including on former President Barack Obama regarding his don't ask, don't tell repeal legacy. But his revelation about Biden's torrid history as race as told from the left is particularly damning for the current Democrat 2020 presidential primary frontrunner. In a section explaining how Biden attempted to win back for Democrats white working-class voters in the 70s, Grimm writes about how the now former vice president's controversial messaging, something that may come back to haunt him in 2020. Item from cauldronpool.com. Slovakia is reportedly the last EU member state without a single mosque. With a Muslim community of about 5,000, Islam does not meet the threshold to be granted official state recognition. This means Muslims in Slovakia are not permitted to have official religious leaders, conduct Islamic marriages, receive financial contributions from the state, teach religions in school, or build mosques. According to the UK government, there have been no acts of terrorism carried out in Slovakia in recent history. What a coincidence. I'll see you tomorrow. Hasta luego.